Hello and welcome. Come on in, have a seat by the fire. Let's see what we're talking about today. Any information you need will be in the description box. Daily Dharma is uploading as we speak. Hopefully this will answer some questions. If not, check out the other readings. All are intended to be timeless. Okay. First card is connection. And it appears that this individual is highly connected to emotions and to the psychic realms, to the ocean of life, to all of the collective. So highly connected, highly sensitive, empathic individual that can sense the emotional tone of a room, of an individual, and sense things that are perhaps even unacknowledged within the individual that they're looking at. So this can be a bit of an interesting spot to find oneself, to know about things about another individual that they don't know about themselves on a conscious level. Formation. So with the connection card, the first thing they got wasn't what I actually said. It was connections forming between people, relationships, connectivity with groups, with like-minded individuals. So, excuse me. So this formation card is an interesting one to me to depict things coming together. It's maybe talking about how things are perhaps at their beginning, and we can even look at the dynamics of groups coming together. And I don't know who came up with this diagram. What do you call one of those things? But the way that the formation of a group goes is forming, storming, norming, conforming, performing, and adjourning, if I'm not mistaken, which is 6. Conforming seems like one that I added in, but maybe that's part of it, maybe it's not. So take what you will from that. But as any group member comes or goes, there's a reacclimation, because there's a new additive coming in and something else has been purged. It's almost like in the body itself, I'm being told that certain processes and digestion happens only when there is a catalyzing agent added in. And to me, the only one that comes to mind is, I read somewhere that the iodized salt has been highly treated with heat, and that it actually leaches some of the vitamins from our body in order to pass through the body. Where, and it's not, is it iodized? Talking about the ions, you may want to look that up if you've been dealing with some hydration, dehydration, cell salts. All of these are coming up. Something about healthier salt of life, the formation of the body and the connectivity between neurons and between the systems of the body. And I'm also being told to share about collagen. Collagen is something that we don't even think as having a system in the body, but collagen is present in the ligaments and tendons. It's present in hair, skin, nails, teeth. So it's connective tissue within our body, and then becomes excreted in these things that are supposed to be healthy extensions. I mean, yeah, it's dead cells, but for me, mine's a little bit dead ends or whatever. Oh, um, but there's something about the chemical processes both in the body and without, and that things are shifting, and new nutritional needs, new environmental standards are perhaps important right now. And that if there is somebody new coming into the group or leaving the group, or you're feeling the new person in a group, or having to leave a treasured gathering, maybe moving house, moving town, etc. Something about attachment energy and release energy here, and the ability to come together with others to connect on the level of the psychic realms, finding one's tribe and individuals that see things the way that you see them so that you can grow in a new direction. Expectation. So there's a new horizon taking in this new vista that came up a few days ago. It's it looks like all of these chakra systems are awakened, and I'm hearing something about, I'm not a yoga instructor or expert. There's something called sun salute or sun warrior, or I'm sure a ton of you already know this one. Interesting. But it's something about being able to rejoice in the coming sun, the coming season. And where I'm at this time and place, it's going into spring, so the sun is returning and it's warming up the earth. And so there's this, like, there's still snow on the ground here today and yesterday. And so when I'm walking out and I feel the sun actually having some heat to it, you don't feel the heat from the sun in the winter where I'm at generally. It's, unless it's accelerated through some type of glass or something. Okay, so if we can take in some of this vitamin D, some of this sun, vitamin D is also a catalyst for many processes. And I'm hearing also, I believe, in the processing of vitamin C, connection, formation. Anyways, on the energetic level, there's some type of catalyst which could be just taking in the solar radiation, which sounds like radiation is a bad thing, but I think that sometimes certain people definitely need to be fearful of taking in too much, and all of us need to be aware of our healthy limits and getting too much of anything. But there's this feeling of the coming sun, the expectation of, it's just my dog, y'all, not really, just petting the air, but an expectation of better days to come, moving away from one thing to get something better, looking for something newer or better to come to fruition. And there's this upgrade of the personal chakra system. Growing your own light wings is something that used to come to mind quite a bit. And I was hearing it here where our chakras are enlivened and gently flowing, open and interactive, where the crown chakra is exchanging above, the root exchanges from the below, and the intermittent chakra centers exchange in the back and forth. So I'm being told just to jump in on and interrupt this broadcast here, because there is no above and below. The below is the above. Think about it, if you will, with the earth as a globe. Then there's one is above and one is below. But as we're standing on the earth, we don't know that we're upside down. We're just, this way's up. But is it? It's also like through the wall here of the earth, through the soil, the other end is also up. So I don't know why we're going on that tangent, but there's some kind of mystical, enlightening, gentle, humorous awareness of how tenuous and temporary the human experience can be. And so there's an expectation of, there's something that we're expecting in the group dynamic shifting here, perhaps, and we're potentially contemplating staying or going, looking for something else. Do they miss me when I'm gone? But this idea of moving away from something, of releasing attachment energy that's going on here. Absence, does it make the heart grow fonder? Are we only remembering the good parts of an old nostalgic situation, or how things used to be? Because sometimes we can get lost in the expectation that everything was good, or the expectation that everything was bad in a previous connection. And this may be influencing our ability to really manifest what we were looking for in the new situation. So an expectation that's interrupting the broadcast, interrupting the connectivity, and unity potential here within some type of group or relationship. And it's interesting that I was talking about the earth and how which way's up, which way's down. Look at the depiction here. I think my dog needs me here in a minute. Let's round this out. One more here at the bottom. Time. It's like she's birthing a new world, a new paradigm came up in the daily Dharma. I'm seeing that you're in this time of extreme transformation, gathering those light wings, your ability to traverse other layers of reality through your awareness of what isn't inside of you, and being able to connect and sort through and sift through the waters of the ocean, the debris, the living organisms that are teeming in the water that seems clear. It's so full. The air around us is so full. The air is the ocean that we live in. Tangent. And then we have this cosmos depiction with this beautiful protective embrace happening from the earth, and with then this timing card coming out next. It looks like that's what she's holding in her hand. So maybe you're doing some profound healing work where you hold the earth in the palm of your hands, influencing it and surrounding it with white light. And so out here, the baby, the life, the sun, moon, stars, and this individual with the wild hair, it came out for a reason, right? It's as though we are working with very advanced energies and perhaps entities and beings that are healing the very earth, all life itself, connecting with the collective here, connecting with the collective to reformulate unity consciousness. It's time now for more of us to be stepping forward with the expectation of shifting and changing. All right, I can hardly help myself. Magnetism and motion. Motion to me looks like debris. It seems like brown tones instead of the dynamic colors present in the other ones. So it's kind of something about the energy work here is magnetizing people to encounter and surpass their own duality on whatever incremental levels that's happening, and that likewise that our shift is almost imperceptible to ourselves. Imagine how incremental the shift is that we could witness or could overlook in the reformation of the entire world. So there's a lot of magnetics and energetics in play here that is then creating some kind of ecstatic motion, is what I'm hearing, that is helping people to work through and to cleanse and clear, and perhaps it's creating a lot of sleepiness and ascension symptoms and sickness, clearing of the throat. Like, for instance, when you start working out again, there's a bigger expansion of the lungs, and it pushes into those tinier spaces that haven't been cleared out in quite a while. And in expanding them, it's clearing the debris and the residues from the very innermost layers of our being. And so it comes out physically. The air is the catalyst that brings up whatever, I know the word is gross, but mucus, gunk, whatever is working through our systems. So, I mean, as you can imagine, the body needs to release physical things very efficiently through processes of elimination, such as sweating, such as saliva and digestion and elimination. And there's all kinds of other things, tears, words, all of these things are physical. You can hear and feel. I can feel my breath and the vibration of my voice tingling my fingertips. I can feel the Reiki energy as it wants to get activated and brought to the surface. And it's shaking loose and cleansing out anything that's lingering that no longer belongs. And I forgot when I first looked at this, do you see how in the absence card that the green here in blue, where it looks like maybe trees in a forest, to me it looks like the lungs in an upside down format, but it appears to be all of those brachial tubes, how do you say that are coming down into the multiple areolae, whatever it is, those little air pockets. And it's connecting this individual to the core of themselves. It's like that idea of being lost, the absence from the home, the absence of connection, the retreat into oneself. There's something that's been missing. And I did want to bring up that when I pre-shuffled this, not only did this second house resources card pop out a couple times, but it was on the bottom of the deck a couple times. And below that is the 8th house mystery. Isn't that gorgeous? So the second house is the oppositional contra energy to the 8th house. And it's talking about resources, prosperity, image, resources and abundance and attachment energy comes through the second house of generation and building and Taurus energy, where this 8th house mystery is the Scorpio house of release, transmutation, sexual release, fluids, death and transformation, sex, death, orgasm, rebirth, ancestry, karma, the mystery and detachment energy. And so I just want to lay those out and see what we're talking about. Oh, and before I forget to mention the second house and the 8th house. Oh, okay, I was going in the wrong direction with that. But the second house ruled by Taurus, is where Jupiter and Uranus are at right now for a little bit longer. Jupiter will move on first, but Uranus is sitting right around the degree of the upcoming eclipses. There's an eclipse in late March and then again in early April. I believe it's the 8th of April. And at the eclipses, we'll have those nodes in the signs of Aries and Libra, which are the adjacent signs to Taurus and Scorpio. So maybe somebody here's on the cusp. I know I am, of these signs, and it brings up the transformational energy from one level to the next. So the ability to be ourselves and to be a leader and an actor, to take action and be in motion, to create the resources and magnetism and connections, to sort out, to do. That second house is like the building that goes into that. It's the Aryan energy that then becomes building. It's like we have to build the self to build outside. And then the energy of Libra, the connectivity and relationships that go into the ability to release and to humble and to be reborn. So progression I was seeing on the bottom of the deck. Maybe somebody has a progressed moon or progressed element that's interacting with the nodes or with Pluto or anything at this time. There are so many transits that happen, like the Saturn return right around between 27 and 29, and then again later on in life. And then we've got Chiron return right around 59.5, 60. Saturn makes a square to its placement every 7 years approximately. So look back into your previous 7 years. You're starting a new cycle now that may have bearing in the past. North Node, future. So we were already talking about the North Node. And let's see what pops in. Okay. There's our Aries. That's very good. Aries is where the South Node is at. Sagittarius, expand. So act, expand. Did we not just talk about this? Oh, and this is gorgeous. Venus comes out with Mars, which both of those are transiting right around the same area of the sky where Pluto has just pushed into Aquarius. And so all of this Aquarian energy is showing us how to move with progress, how to proceed with both caution, strategy, but also an open and inviting heart, taking accountability and being excited and inspired to take action towards what matters to us, to bring our beloved visions and relationships into the spotlight of our lives. And Juno is partnership. So with Mars and Venus together, I'm sure you've had to reorganize amongst your connections, and some have troubles, some offer solace, and at different times for different individuals. But there's definitely a way that the group and our relationships are assisting us to move through this, and that we're assisting the greater whole. But to make it all about self or all about other is a miss. It's the balancing between the self that enters into partnership and how the partnership reflects upon the self and what we do with that. So take your time of divine absence to rest and recuperate and cleanse and clear all of those empathic, spongy energies, and maybe detox your own energies in whatever way feels right and healthy to you, to be able to move through this time with health and well-being, because there's a lot of stuff coming to the surface that's ready for release. So take care and check back again real soon for more messages.